It is time for my Christian review of regular books and no spoiler review of The Fury by Michaelides. Let's get into it. For those of you who haven't seen one of these videos before, here's how it's gonna go down. First, I do my regular review, what you know and love to expect from a book review. But then I get into my Christian review, and that's where I go over the basic piece of a book that may or may not have a fellow believer or anyone wanting to read it. I also give an age range at the end, so if you are interested in knowing if it's appropriate for your kid to read, check that out. I do have a much more detailed video pinned to the top of the playlist so you can see all of that information, and if you're interested in knowing more about them, that should be able to help you out. It also should be tagged somewhere, so you can click there too. But let's go ahead and get into my regular review. The Fury by Michaelides. It came out last year and I was told it was supposed to be so good. Now this is the same author of The Silent Patient, and so I went in really thinking like, okay, The Silent Patient is a well-loved fiction book, so I feel like I will be able to see this author's writing and see if like it really is that good. But this was before I ever read The Silent Patient. Now, having looked back, I've been told that the ending will make more sense if you read The Silent Patient. Like there are connections to be made. I did not. And it didn't really matter because the rest of the book was so hard for me to get through. I truly struggled with this book. I feel like it was slow. The pacing was not it for me. And I'm a thriller girly. So like, I'm okay with a little bit of, you know, suspense and like build, but I just did not like the book or the character at all. It also is kind of a murder mystery, and that should be so much fun, but I was bored. I was bored the whole time. It deals with a lot of characters that are very unlikable and very uninteresting, and I just didn't get the suspense part of it that I should have. I truly wish I would have DNF'd it, but at the time that I read this book, I really did not want to DNF, and so I sped read the last 100 pages thinking like, okay, just get me through it so I can get all the information to you guys, and it was not really worth it. Truly, the curiosity of how this ended was fine. There was a ton of twists at the end, and I don't know that any of them really felt necessary for me. Ultimately, I rated this book 2 stars. Now looking back, that was like such a mean rating to me. But now looking back, I probably would rate it like 1 star. Like I truly did not enjoy this book at all. However, if you want to give it a try, or if you like Michaelides, or you really liked The Silent Patient and you want to check this out for yourself, let's get into my Christian review, because this is definitely my own personal opinion. The first category I always love to touch on, because it's very popular, is if there's any smut or spice, and no, there is no explicit scenes where it would be spicy. There is some very minimal discussion of romance, but it's never explicitly described. The second category is explicit language, and yes, there is quite a bit of explicit language, a lot of name calling and things like that. I also think part of it is that it is an English author, like a British English author, and a lot of times their use of explicit language is more than maybe an American author. So if that's something that bothers you, it's just something to keep in mind. The last category is if there's any violence and gore. Now this is a thriller, and so there is some violence and gore. There are some scenes, but I would say that that is probably pretty minimal in consideration of the book overall. So that's a win. Ultimately though, I do think that the age appropriate for this is probably 16 and up. I don't think it's anything that is going to be super inappropriate, but I just think that maybe more of like the matureness of the content plus even understanding of it is probably around 16 and up. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can stay up to date on everything that we are doing here on the Journey We Shares page. We have our Christian reviews of regular books, but we also do our podcast, and we don't want you to miss those. You can find everything you need to stay in contact with me, send me something, or any of the links that I mentioned earlier from my TikTok, Instagram, or my own YouTube down below in the description box, so make sure to click on over there, and I'll see you on the next one.